Hi, and welcome to Art with Mrs. Torres. This week we are going to be drawing a self-portrait, a winter wonderland self-portrait, including a cap and maybe a scarf. You're going to need simple items today for this project, but I promise you're going to love this. When you're done with it, it probably might be a gift you want to give someone. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser, and a Sharpie marker, our usual things, of course, a piece of paper. And one item that I would recommend coloring with today are crayons, either crayons or colored pencils. I would not recommend using markers today for this lesson. So gather up those items, meet me back here, and I will teach you how to draw a picture of you. Hi, and welcome to Art with Mrs. Torres. Let's get ready to draw a winter self-portrait. Now, I'm going to be teaching you a couple quick tricks on how to draw a picture of you. You're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, an eraser, a Sharpie marker, and something to color with. I'll be using crayons, but you could also use colored pencils if you don't have crayons. Let's get ready to start our picture. Now, if you don't have these supplies, go ahead and pause the video. Go get them and then meet me back here when you are ready. Okay, let's begin our lesson. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put our finger in the middle of our paper. We want to find the very middle of our paper and make a little dot. This is going to help us create our face. Now, the first thing we're going to do for our face is we're going to draw a big letter U underneath that dot. This is going to be our face. All right, now I bet your U looks wonderful. You might think it doesn't look as good as mine, but I bet it is just perfect. The next thing we're going to do is erase the dot. We don't need it anymore. Now we're going to create a little bit of a hat on top of our head. So we're going to go right here across the top and we're going to make a rainbow shape that's curved. Now, once you make that curve across the top of your head, you're going to make a second one just above it. This is a part of the hat called the brim of the hat. We're going to connect it on the ends, and your brim will be a little bit longer than the side of your head. The next part of a hat is going to be a round top. And then let's add a fun puffball right on top. I want you to look at my hat. Sometimes when I'm drawing, my lines might get a little crooked. You notice how this side is really fat and this side is kind of skinny. All I have to do is come over here and fix it. I can use my magic rub eraser or the back of my pencil, the tip of my pencil, and go ahead and erase anything that I don't want to keep. When I'm drawing, a lot of times I make mistakes. Sometimes I just leave them because I know that later, once I color, it's not going to show. Now, the next part of our picture is to go ahead and draw our face. So we're going to come right here to the middle of our face, and we're going to make a nose. Now, this is pretty easy. We're just going to make a round, wide, that means wide, rainbow. We don't want to make a little rainbow skinny like this because that would be too small of a nose for our face. Once you make your eyes, we're going to go right here and jump up just a little bit away from there, and we're going to make another rainbow, nice and big, for one eye. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to jump up, and I'm going to try to make sure they're about the same height. So let me see. This is about a finger space away. So I'm going to measure and see if I can get it kind of close to the other one. Then I'm going to draw another big rainbow eye. Now, sometimes when I'm drawing, I'll notice one eye is not as long as the other. I can fix it. Or one eye might be higher than the other. I can erase it. That's what your eraser is for. You can use the end of your pencil or you can use your little magic rub eraser. Once I've drawn my eyes and my nose, it's time to give myself a big, beautiful smile. When I'm done making my smile, I can leave my picture just like this, or you could add some cheeks. Now the next part of our picture is our ears. Our ears are on the side of our head and they're near our eyes. So I'm going to make the letter C on one side and a backward C on the other. Now sometimes when I make my ears, I'll notice one ear is a little lower than the other ear. So I just can move my pencil up just above that and retrace my line a little higher and erase the line that I want to change. When I'm all finished drawing my ears, the next part of my face is my eyebrows. My eyebrows are up above my eyes. Now underneath my mouth, I can draw a little curve like this to make my mouth. That would be the lip. I'm not going to draw the whole mouth with all my lips. I'm just going to draw a little mark like that to keep it simple. Next, I'm going to draw a neck and shoulders. Now your neck is much wider than you think it is. I was going to draw my neck right here, but this would make me look like a funny giraffe, wouldn't it? That's not how thick my neck is. It's much wider than that. So I'm going to come underneath my chin right here on the side. I'm going to draw another line the same on this side. Now let me erase my giraffe neck here because I am definitely not a giraffe. When I'm finished erasing my lines, now it's time to create my shoulders. When you look at your shoulders, or if you take your hand and run it down the side of your neck, where your shoulders come out, the line of your neck starts to curve this direction, and then it curves around and comes back down again. This would be your shoulder. I'm going to match it on this side by doing the same thing. And now I have a nice face and a nice hat, but I am missing something on my head. I have a hat, but what am I missing on my head? Can you figure it out? That's right, we are missing hair. So you might have short hair. If you have short hair, you're going to draw a little bit of hair coming out from underneath your hat, right above your ears. And then you're going to add a little bit of hair poking out from the bottom of your hat. Now, if you have longer hair, then you're going to draw longer hair coming out from the bottom of your hat. If you have bangs in front, you can draw those. And if you have long hair in the front, I'll show you how to do that as well. So first, I want you to look at these pictures and decide, do you have short hair or a little bit longer hair? Maybe you have very long hair. But right now, I just need you to decide, what do you have on the side of your head? Does your hair stop at your ears or does it go longer? And you're just going to add the hair right here by your ears. Well, I have longer hair, so I'm going to bring my hair down past my ears, so it's going to come on the outside. And my hair actually is longer than my shoulders. I'm going to bring my hair down this way. Now you might be wondering, what do you do if you have curly hair? Well, if I have curly hair, I have wavy hair. So wavy hair looks like this. And curly hair would be even curlier. You would make tighter waves like this. So if you have curly hair, you can draw that. And even if you wear short hair, you would have curly hair that would look like this. See, it's very simple. Now we're going to get ready to draw the hair in the front after we're done drawing the hair on the side of our heads. So first you have to feel the side of your head and see how long your hair is. Do you have short hair that stops at your ears, or do you have long hair? And how long is your hair? Is it going to come outside of your ear and touch your shoulders? And all you need to do is draw 1 or 2 lines. You don't need to draw every hair on your head. We'll wait and do that with our marker. Now, once we've designed the hair on the bottom, you're going to add a little bit more hair. If you have hair that goes over your shoulders, you're going to add another section that's close to your neck like this. And then we're going to erase our shoulders right here because our hair would be covering up our shoulders. Now, if you have shorter hair, you don't need to do this. Now, if you have hair that is coming from the top of your head, you are also going to have hair on the front of your face here. This is called your forehead. So a little bit might be coming out from underneath your hat. Now, if you wear bangs, that means hair that is cut in the front here that either touches your eyebrows or maybe a little higher than that, you would draw some straight lines coming down like this. But maybe you have long hair. So my daughter, Marina, has long hair. Her hair would come out from underneath her hat. It would come down past her ear and all the way down, probably off the bottom of the paper. That's how long Marina's hair is. So if I was drawing Marina's hair, I would do this, and then I could erase her ear right here because her ear would be covered up by her hair. I can also erase the side of her head right there because that would not be showing, but her hair would be covering up the side of her head. Now, once I've drawn her hair on this side, I'm going to go over on this side and do the same. This side, her hair would be coming down and it will go all the way just as long as the other side. I'm going to erase a part of her ear, the part that's underneath her hair. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you have short hair, you're just going to stop right here at the ears and then draw your bangs. Then we're going to get ready to use a marker to trace over the lines. Before we do that, I want to see what kind of shirt you'd like to wear. So when I am cold, I like to put on a shirt that has a big round collar to keep me warm. So you do not have to copy me, but this is the style that I wear when I am cold and it's the winter time. Those are called turtlenecks. That's a funny name because I don't think I look like a turtle when I'm wearing it. So what you're going to do if you're going to make a high neck shirt is you're just going to follow along the bottom of your face, your jaw, and make a smile. And then you're going to go down a big space and make another smile right underneath. Now, if your hair is shorter, then you will be able to draw the side right here and here. And the side is a little bit wider, meaning it comes out farther than the neck on my picture. So here, my hair is covering it up, but let me move my hair a little bit away from the side of my collar so I can demonstrate how to draw the side of my collar. So here is my neck and my shoulder. Here is the top of my shirt and the bottom of my collar. And then I'm going to make a curved line right here. And I'm going to erase my neck out of that section. We don't need my neck in there anymore because now my shirt is covering up my neck. And then if my hair was over on this side, I would do the same thing. I would draw the side of my collar like this. And then I would erase my hair from being in front of my collar. Now, when you're all finished with this, we're going to go in with our Mr. Sharpie marker and we're going to trace over our pencil line. Let's start up at the top. What kind of puffball would you like to do? Now, I made a kind of fun swirly puffball by taking my marker and going around and around and around like this. But maybe you don't want that kind of puffball. Maybe you just want a perfectly round circle. You could do that, or you could make a fluffy circle. Look at how I'm just making little bumps around the side. Then I'm going to trace my hat and the brim of my hat. The brim is this section right here that stretches out over my head to keep my head warm. When I'm finished with that, I'm going to trace the side of my hair. Just these two lines. You're going to be stopping wherever your hair stops. And then I'm going to trace the front of my hair. This would be your bangs. So if you have bangs, you would be going like this. If you have smooth hair that you can tuck behind your ears, you're going to copy what I'm doing. I'm going to add a few more strands now that I have my marker. When you're finished drawing your hair, we're going to trace around our ears. Now, only part of my ears are showing in this picture, but in my last picture, when I drew my short hair, you can see that all of the ears are showing. Next, you're going to trace your chin. So you're just going to go all the way around and trace that curved letter U. When you're finished, you're going to trace your neck and your shirt, your collar. And then you're going to trace your shoulders. And you might be drawing a little faster than me, and that's okay. You might be drawing a little slower than me, and that's okay too. If I am talking too fast or going too fast, what can you do? You just push the pause button, and then you pop back on when you're ready. Now, if I'm going too slow for you, you might want to check and make sure that you're doing all of the steps that I'm asking you to do. There might be a couple steps you might have forgotten. So I'm tracing over all my pencil lines, and you know how to do this because you probably have traced a lot of artwork before, or you've gone over your lines when we've done other lessons. When you're all finished tracing, we're going to take our magic rubber eraser, and it's time to erase our pencil lines. Now I'm going to hold my hand like this, and I'm going to only erase in this small space of my hand. And I call this, you remember? What do I call this? I call it the duck's mouth. So if you pretend that this is a duck quacking on the paper and you only erase in the duck's mouth, your paper will not wrinkle. You can use the duck to brush all those eraser crumbs onto the floor. When you're all finished erasing, finally it will be time to color. So go ahead and keep erasing your pencil lines and then pause the video, meet me back here, and we'll work on coloring together. All right, welcome back. I finished erasing all my pencil lines, and now we're going to get ready to color. We're going to be using crayons, and the first color I'm going to be looking for is a color that matches my skin. So I'm going to pull out a couple colors that I think might be my skin color. And I'm going to see which one is the closest to my skin color. And what I'm going to do is set my colors right on the back of my hand, and I'm going to find the color that is the closest to my skin color. Well, I thought that this was my skin color, but I'm not that beautiful dark brown. I also have some pink in my skin, but not this much pink. I also have a little yellow kind of color in my skin because my skin has a little bit more of a gold color, but I'm not yellow. Now this one is called apricot in my crayon box. That's about the closest. Is it perfect? No, but I could probably find at all of these colors the one that's the closest to my skin color, and this one is the closest. So that's the one I'm going to use. I want you to look in your crayon box and find the color that's the closest for your skin color. And what we're going to do is color our face. Now, when we get ready to color, I would like you to do your best to try to color in one direction like this. Not up and down, swirl around, back and forth, just one direction. So I'm going to rotate my paper, turning it just a little bit. Most of you will feel probably more comfortable turning it this way if you hold your crayon in this hand, your right hand. I am left-handed. I hold the crayon in this hand, so I'm going to turn my paper this way, and I'm going to start right up here at the top of my head. I'm going to color all the way down my face, back and forth like this. Now, as I'm coloring back and forth, since that's such a big section, because my mouth is closed, my eyes are closed, look at how fast we can color our face. If we would have drawn our eyes open, we would have to color around our open eyes, and we would have to color around our open mouth. So for today, we're just going to keep it nice and simple. And when I get to the side of my face, I'm going to color curving around the side of my face like this, just to finish off the last part. When you're all done coloring your face, you might think you're done, but there are 2 more places that have the same color skin. That's your ears and your neck. So I have a little part of my neck showing on my picture. Even though my shirt is all the way up my neck, there's a little part of my neck poking out. When I'm all finished with my skin color, I'm going to put that color back in my box. And now I'm going to look for a color that matches the closest color to my hair. So I have blonde hair, and blonde hair is a mixture of tan, which would be light brown, and yellow. Those 2 colors make a good color for blonde hair. I can mix these 2 colors together as I'm coloring my hair. But maybe you have dark brown hair, and you can just use a brown crayon with a little black in it. Maybe you have light brown hair, and then you can just color with 1 color crayon and color your brown very lightly. So when you're coloring, I want you to think about looking at your hair in the mirror first, and then going over your hair color with your crayon. So when I did my hair color blonde, what I would do is lay a little bit of brown down like this, very lightly. I'm not coloring hard, just a little bit. And then I'm going to get my yellow crayon out of my box, and the yellow I'm using has a little bit of a golden color to it. So there are 2 yellows in my box. This yellow is a little bit different. It's a little bit more like neon bright. This one's a little bit golden. And I'm going to take that golden yellow and I'm going to color it right over my brown. Now I would only do this if you have blonde hair. If you don't have blonde hair, you have brown hair, then find some colors in your crayon box that match your hair color. Brown or black or red. If you have red hair, you can use some orange and brown together, and that makes a beautiful color that looks like red hair. When you're all finished coloring your hair, the final part is going to be the fun part. That's where you're going to decide what color are you going to be coloring your hat and your pom-pom on top of your hat, as well as your shirt. Now you might have noticed, since we did a winter picture, I added some little circles for snowballs in the background. This is something also you could add to your picture. So if you want to add some snowballs, you could just take your marker, or you could use a blue crayon, and you can make some little snowballs. I'm just making some different size circles in the background. They don't all have to be the same size. Then you can go in and take a blue crayon and put just a little bit of blue on the bottom of each one of those snowballs. See how quick and easy that is? Well, I hope you had fun today learning how to draw a winter self-portrait with Mrs. Torres. Are you going to send me a picture? I want you to send me a pretty drawing of you. You can send me an email to rtorres@lcusd.net. I can't wait to see your picture, and I promise I will write you back if you send me a picture. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.